The 90s produced a lot of baffling video games that begged the question, who is this for and why does it exist? One obscure video game that you've probably never heard of is the queen of this question. Rihanna Rouge is a 1997 point-and-click adventure and one of the very few games in existence to have received an adults-only rating from the ESRB. In fact, there are only 22 others. The game was created by Jillian Bonner, an entrepreneur and Playboy playmate. Rihanna Rouge was unique for its time in that it was predominantly made by women, while also somehow being more comparable to a game like Harvester than, well, other women-oriented games of the 90s. I know that I say a lot of games are weird, but I mean it. Rihanna Rouge has to be up there in the top 5 weirdest games of all time. That, coupled with its adults-only rating, the game really struggled to find an audience. Until me. I am apparently the target audience. I find games like this absolutely fascinating. And I am not exaggerating when I say that Rihanna Rouge is one of the most outlandish and absurd experiences you can have with a video game. So before we get into looking at the game itself, let's talk about the history of how it came to be. To understand how Rihanna Rouge spawned into existence, we must understand its creator.
Yes, Jillian Bonner is quite literally a glamour model who takes a good photo, but she also happens to be one of the few women to own her own software company, as well as star in its first title, Rihanna Rouge.
Jillian Bonner was quite the advocate for encouraging women to get more into internet and gaming spaces, as they were something that she quite enjoyed. Jillian stated that she intended for women to enjoy Rihanna Rouge just as much as men did. However, I'm not quite sure that the 90s was ready just yet for her vision. Rihanna Rouge features her perception of empowering female sexuality, gritty, brutal 90s game deaths, and one of the most bizarre senses of humor I've ever seen in a game. Jillian, an extremely educated woman with years of IT and computer animation experience, founded Black Dragon Productions in 1992 with the intent of creating Rihanna Rouge. She was involved in almost every aspect of the game's creation, from the aesthetics and art, to the sense of humor, to the adult content. She also starred as the protagonist herself.
Jillian is very much the driving force of the company and is well versed in the intricacies of game production. Each section of the game was meticulously storyboarded before Jillian and her pals upped sticks to shoot the live action material in a studio in Los Angeles.
Now, as the owner and founder of the development studio, Jillian knew that marketing and advertisement were essential to get copies of the game sold. No one can buy a game that they don't know exists. Marketing is extremely important for the video game industry, so important that some games really lean into it. There is one game in particular that I can think of that is the king of this particular topic: Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, it does still exist. Today, they're our sponsor to help make this video possible. And come here, I'm gonna tell you something about this game that I think you might like. You and I, we enjoy lore, and Raid Shadow Legends is actually more story-heavy than you might expect. Clans, factions, backstories, world lore, it's all here. And right now, Raid is running a new event called Web of Corruption. If you participate in the event, the legendary champion Vallaryn the Equalizer can be yours just by playing for free. He equalizes support and damage. He also does huge AoE attacks. To obtain this champion, you'll want to start playing the event before July 31st. Log in over the next 7 days and he'll be yours along with some gear and upgrades. During this event, you can also challenge Raya the Mourned in the limited time dungeon event to earn pinpoint gear and other rewards. Click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get cool bonuses that you can only get by using my link. Right now, you'll get 3 free legendary champions and 1 free epic. Using my link, you'll instantly unlock a huge starter pack with legendary Karato Foxhunter. You can get another legendary champion for free by using one of the promo codes here on the screen. Choose wisely, as you can only pick one. Personally, I recommend Razzlevarg because he can make your runs way faster. And if that's not enough champions for you, if you reach level 15, you'll also unlock the amazing epic Alure. And of course, you'll also get Vallaryn for logging in for 7 days during the event. If the game looks interesting, all of these freebies from the event make it a great way to start your account. Using my link to sign up gets you all of these bonuses and helps support the channel. Anyway, back to Rihanna Rouge and the interesting way that it marketed itself. The game was marketed and advertised in Playboy. Jillian had submitted her photo to Playboy. When they asked her if she would do the centerfold, she demanded that they must promote her company, website, and game up front in the first paragraph of the article, which they did. From a marketing standpoint, this was a genius move for Jillian. Rather than paying a ton of money for marketing and advertisement, Playboy would pay her for it. Plus, it was an appropriate place to promote an adult game. It's not like there's a ton of places that you can do that. In the accompanying article, Jillian talks about how she hopes that women enjoy the sexuality present in the game as much as she does. She discusses Rihanna Rouge a little bit and claims that she hopes to make even more explicit games in the future. She seems to have believed that the combination of art and computers makes any fantasy possible, and thus they should. The author of the article also states that Jillian would just randomly start talking about PC parts in her interview, and when it came to listing her biggest turn-ons, she hand-wrote computers with tons of RAM. Jillian Bonner kinda rules. Now here's the interesting part about the controversial Playboy collaboration. Rihanna Rouge was published and distributed by Eidos Interactive. This company of course also published Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was the second Eidos game advertised in Playboy, albeit accidentally. Now how do you have an accidental Playboy ad, you might ask? And why was Tomb Raider's advertisement in the magazine so infuriating to its publisher, while Rihanna Rouge's was not? Allow me to tell you the tale of Nell McAndrew. Nell was hired by Eidos as one of Lara Croft's promotional models. The magazine described her as the real-life incarnation of Lara Croft. The cover also featured the Tomb Raider logo. However, literally no one requested permission to use the IP. Eidos threatened a lawsuit against Playboy to have the logo removed. However, the magazines had mostly been distributed and printed already, so the solution for a lot of them was to just slap a sticker over the words Tomb Raider on the cover. Nell was also fired from her role as Lara Croft. So besides the permission issue, what was the difference? Eidos was quite concerned that Tomb Raider held a T rating, appealing to younger audiences, while Rihanna Rouge of course had an adults-only rating. Now of course Playboy itself is extremely controversial and there are very valid criticisms of it. In fact, you can even find articles about people boycotting a DirectX party purely because Jillian Bonner was there and existing. Some people really did not want to be in the same room as someone that appeared in an adult magazine, even when it was pointed out that she was a successful, educated woman that owned multiple businesses in the tech industry. All of that was just totally thrown out the window in some people's minds by the fact that she had chosen to willfully participate in Playboy. And as for the game itself, dissenters accused Rihanna Rouge of being too built for the male gaze and couldn't accept that Jillian just wanted the game to be adult in nature because she liked it and wanted it to be that way. In the promo material for Rihanna Rouge, Jillian frequently describes the adult nature of the game as empowering.
So, Rihanna Rouge, what's it all about?
Oh, well, it's about the making of a superhero. She starts out as a really downtrodden, abused secretary with no self-esteem, and through the player's choices, she eventually ends up as a superhero.
I believe that women can be feminine, sexy, strong, and smart, all in the same package, Ms. Bonner said. And as for those who are offended, that's their problem. This really encapsulates what Rihanna Rouge is all about. Please be warned that this game does have an adults-only rating, and a lot of the topics present will reflect that. So if you're ready, it's time to take a look at Rihanna Rouge. One of the strangest games I think that has ever been created in the history of video games. When you install Rihanna Rouge, you immediately know that you're in for a good time. I mean, just look at this installer and the music that it blares at max volume. It's very good. The title menu and actually clicking play has the same campy tone. When we have the will and the desire, we can liberate ourselves and transform. Rihanna Rouge. The story begins in a city office building. Right away in the first scene, you'll notice something about Rihanna Rouge. The overdub and audio quality of some of the dialogue is not particularly good.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I dropped everything.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it feels so... I'm so clumsy.
Here, let me help you with that.
Oh, I got everything now. Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel so stupid. What's he like?
Well, just be careful.
Why? What is he?
Come on, girls, let's get to work. Don't want any overtime. Take a letter?
Rihanna clearly doesn't like her boss and warns the new employee about him. Also, the sound effects for the door are very good. Rihanna opens the office door to check on the new employee and sees that she's being assaulted.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on, just one little
No.
kiss. Come on.
Stop! Help me! Help me!
Come on.
Stop it!
What's the matter, you jealous?
You
Come
do
to
this to
that.
all of us!
Crawl back in your hole.
Stop it!
After Rihanna falls and the opening credits play, the setting changes entirely. Instead of an office building, we're looking at a vast open desert with a pyramid temple.
Rihanna, the prophecy is true. You've come to save us.
Who are you?
I'm Javelin. I escaped from the castle. I know he's after me.
What happened to me?
Javelin explains that there's some all-powerful guy after her, and he's poisoning the entire world. He's an evil tyrant, and someone has to stop him.
What can I do? I'm just a secretary.
You're Rihanna. You can do anything.
Rihanna expresses over and over again that she can't stop anyone. She's just a shy, mousy, bookish girl. Wow, watch out, robot spiders. Why? Because the writer said so. They never get explained, so enjoy them while they're here. Javelin explains that the World Maker is found in this temple. It's the key to stopping the evil stranger. But Rihanna doubts herself and insists that she's just a sad, useless little weenie. Javelin tries to reassure her by starting an impromptu cuddle sesh. But the intimate cuddling with the woman she just met is suddenly interrupted by a spider yoink. The spiders scan Rihanna and for whatever reason don't take her like they abducted Javelin. They disappear into a portal, and this gives Rihanna the motivation she needs.
I'm going after her.
From here, you can choose one of 3 worlds to visit on this panel. I chose the button on the right. Rihanna gets zapped and sucked into the portal to be transported. She also transforms. No longer is she a normal, dull secretary. She's got more hair and a provocative outfit.
I have seen you in a dream, Rihanna. You have a purpose here. We need your help.
The green alien fellow explains that the evil stranger has sent a god to torment his planet. This terrible god takes the form of a giant orb, and the orb has stolen all of the planet's women.
Will you help us destroy this murdering god and save our race?
In the corner of the screen, you'll notice this little gold thing pops up. This is the emotivator. The emotivator is essentially your dialogue options or how you can engage with the NPCs. Each color represents a different emotion or response style. I chose to pretend I was busy so that I wouldn't have to deal with this planet's issues.
Well, I have to help this other person, and they really are expecting me to get them out of this deal, and it's just...
Shame.
Okay, well that wasn't the correct option. Take 2. Maybe we could go the way of the bard and choose the seduce option.
You know, do you want to go somewhere? And...
Shame.
The correct response is to ask him for more information. He'll then tell you about all these items that you need to collect in order to defeat the orb.
A gourd for you. Go, Rihanna.
Good gourd.
These male aliens look like they were created in Spore, if you know what I mean, and some of them aren't doing too hot.
I need to come on. Baby, come here. I need.
Also, this entire planet is just visually disgusting.
Black! Ew.
Now, I personally think that the weird mixture of vibes is really fun, but from a design standpoint, I just don't really know what they were thinking. I'm not sure most of the target audience for an adult booby game wants to see maggots wriggling around right out the gate. But as someone that finds great entertainment in strange things, I just really like how none of this fits together. Plus, Rihanna's commentary is always very good.
Nope, that one's broken. Nope, that one's broken.
This one's only kinda broken. What an attractive membrane/door covering.
All of the puzzles are a little bit strange and kind of nonsensical, like you fix the bowl to put water in it, you use the water on some wilted flowers and they spring back up and attract bees.
Bees, the sound of life. Where should I put them?
Stuff them in the gourd, of course. Everybody needs a gourd full of bees. And she must have like the secret Final Fantasy ass pouch or something, because where is she storing a gourd full of bees in this outfit? Also not really the outfit that I personally would pick to craft items in lava, but hey, who am I to judge? Toward the end of the level, the alien asks you to choose a blade. There's a hint as to which one you need to pick earlier on, but of course if you pick the wrong one...
Shame.
When you choose correctly, the alien prompts you to follow him to a fire pit.
A true warrior turns to nature for a blessing.
Dude, what the fuck? My bees! My gourd full of bees! You threw them into the fire. Why would you do that? The alien paints these special blessings onto Rihanna to give her power to face the orb. And I'm really sorry to overly censor everything. Rihanna's literally just wearing a bikini here. But YouTube has really been bullying the fuck out of me, and I gotta be careful, okay? These blockatiels really keep these videos alive. Anyway, the alien has one final request that will supposedly help defeat the orb. He asks Rihanna to cut him in half so that she can remove his seed and plant it into the earth. As usual, there are many ways that you can respond to this. My personal favorite is to just say, ew, yucky.
Shame.
Yeah, there's actually no sound during that death. I did not do that. Planting the seed grows a tree, and the tree gives you a spiky little fruit.
I hope this fruit will protect me.
Now I understand.
Why are these scenes so weird? I'm not leaving any context out, I promise. This is just how this game is. And anyway, it's time to go into the ship and face the orb.
Respond or die.
Using the emotivator to respond to the orb produces some interesting results.
I'm terrified of computers.
Being afraid of the orb doesn't work, trying to seduce it doesn't work, attacking it doesn't work. There's only one way to defeat this evil female alien stealing orb.
I am the creator male. I am perfect and complete. Females are unnecessary and must be frozen.
Without their females, the synapse can't create.
What are you talking about?
They can't reproduce. No male can reproduce alone. Doesn't everyone know that?
I am the creator. I must be able to reproduce.
Really? Where are your children? You can't reproduce.
I am perfect. I am perfect.
Freezing females is not creation. It's refrigeration. Can't you see my logic?
Yes,
You cannot reproduce. Ergo, you are not the creator.
That's right, Rihanna uses her impenetrable wall of logic to confuse the orb and make it explode. What the fuck is happening? Defeating the orb gives Rihanna a red crystal to insert into the whatever the fuck this thing is. And with that, it's time to choose the next world. Prison world, arguably much stranger than the alien world, which actually I think Jillian Bonner was referring to as the tree world in interviews, but either way. Rihanna wakes up on the floor of a dirty prison, confused and disoriented. A freaky little fellow appears in a hole in the wall and introduces himself.
Hey, come here.
Who are you?
I'm Gad. Come on, I got something you need.
What do I need?
The prison world has a complete tonal shift and is honestly a little bit horrifying. The background ambiance is just a bunch of screaming and drills and God knows what. And Gash, well, I'm gonna be real with you, he's probably the best character in this game.
You need to escape. You're in jail, man. Come on. Trust me. Get me out of these shackles, right? Just reach your hand in here and I'll give you what you need. Trust me.
Now, of course, I have to pick the seduce option because I'm always going to pick that to see what happens.
He's irresistibly unattractive.
And you know what? To be honest, I'm really glad that I did pick this because it tells us quite a lot about Gash as a character.
Have you ever made love through a wall?
Wrong time, wrong wall. Guard!
That's right, Gash, he's a man of principle, of moral upstanding. There are priorities, damn it. This is not the time nor the place. I mean, what did you think was gonna happen? If you have Rihanna express to Gash that she's scared, he just straight up goes, then perish, no balls.
You got no balls, man. Guard!
This game is fucking baffling. And the solution to this predicament isn't any less strange. If you handle Gash correctly, he'll start telling Rihanna all about how a long time ago he had a run-in with the prison warden.
I stole his master key from him. Kept it in my throat for 15 years.
Gross.
I had the key in my throat.
The next step, of course, is to use the key to free Gash from his bonds.
Finally, 15 years with the key in my throat. No, I can't believe you broke the key, man.
Oh well.
15 years, it's all your fault. I'll go insane.
Will you pull yourself together? Maybe I can think of something.
Could you imagine hiding a key in your throat in prison for 15 years just for some dipshit to come along and be like,
Too bad I broke the master key.
this game is genuinely funny. I think it's worth mentioning that the actual writer of Rihanna Rouge is Nancy Oliver. Nancy went on to write for shows like True Blood and 6 Feet Under. She also wrote Lars and the Real Girl. Now, when you're in the alien world, honestly, all of the puzzles make total sense. You can logically follow where you might need to go next for the most part. The prison world is a lot more abstract and kind of moon logic. You just kinda have to try things until something works. The room has Gash, a filthy bed, a hole in the ground, and a gross toilet that Rihanna constantly complains about. If you inspect the bed, Rihanna will pick up the musty old sheet and shove it straight into her Final Fantasy compartment. You can literally even see it pop into your inventory when she shoves it up her ass. It's very good.
You broke the master key from the warden. My only way out of the shackles. I trusted you and you burned me, man. What's it good for now? Screwdriver?
Looking at the broken key as though it could be a screwdriver is a clue. From here, there's just some basic kind of moon logic-y puzzles. While you're solving all of the puzzles to get out of the prison cell, Gash never shuts up. He constantly goes on about someone that he calls the pod guy. And apparently the pod guy is the only person that's ever escaped the prison. And if you ever want to shut him up, you can just stuff his hole with a bedsheet.
Don't shut me out.
Let's try this.
So then the pod dude escaped, and then they got him, and they locked him.
He kinda just keeps talking anyway, but at least it's muffled. Rihanna notices an item beneath the grate in the floor. Of course, the solution is to overflow the toilet and then stick her arm in the filthy water to reach it. And it turns out that the item is actually a piece of mirror.
All right.
As Gash unintentionally recommended, you can use the broken key to open up a control panel. This panel opens up the prison gate to a wall of lasers. And if there's one thing that Resident Evil taught me, it's that lasers hurt. Fortunately, we have a mirror shard.
Cool. That works.
Ah! Awesome. Free at last. Sorry, Rihanna.
Why Rihanna thought that a security camera wouldn't notice a giant laser beam going through the wall is a question that I can't answer. I also couldn't really tell you why there was a giant hole in the wall to begin with, for any other reason than for her to be able to talk to Gash. I suppose you could call it a plot hole. Anyway, Rihanna is captured and dragged down the hall by an evil prison robot. On the way to wherever the robot is taking her, she sees Javelin, except for she's evil for some reason.
Help me, Rihanna. You're my only hope.
No, you're not missing any context that just happens out of nowhere. I'm telling you guys, this game is the funniest shit ever. Rihanna is clobbered over the head by the robot, and when she comes to, she's in a room on a torture rack with this guy.
How did Gash escape?
Whoever this is very invested as to how Gash escaped, but most importantly...
Well, did he reach the pod, dude?
I've never heard of him.
Rihanna, Gash would literally not shut up about the pod dude. He talked about him every 4 seconds. Yes, you have! Whatever, it's emotivator time. The usual choices are present, of course, and trying to seduce him does literally nothing. But there is a very funny and iconic fail state.
Worm! He reeks of Chanel number 5. I hate your perfume. Fuck you.
Raise your hand in the comments if you agree that "I hate your perfume, fuck you" is the funniest cause of death in any game ever, because it is. The only a motivator option that goes anywhere is for Rihanna to accept the hopelessness of her situation. She gives in to the despair and sinks into the swamps of sadness, and while that didn't work out for Artax, it does work out for Rihanna.
I don't care what you do to me. I give up. Just make it stop.
You're my prison man, girl.
Literally any form of resistance at all just gets Rihanna killed.
I hate your guts, you fucking freak!
Rihanna tries everything to convince Prison Guy not to kill her. Nothing seems to work. But if there's one thing you take away from Rihanna Rouge, if you find yourself with no options left, and you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, if some guy is tormenting you and all hope is seemingly lost, there's always at least one glimmer of light in the darkness.
And I want to live with you and wear matching outfits and...
No! Just as fast as our little star returned, he was just as quickly snuffed out.
Die, motherfucker!
Rihanna loots Prison Guy and a robot for some more puzzle items, and then it's time to say goodbye one last time to our dear friend Gash.
I just need a hug.
Gash, you saved me.
It's all about trust.
Thanks, man.
No, stop. I broke his key and he saved me anyway. Gash, he had so much more to live for. This one's going straight into the top 10 saddest anime deaths of all time. I have to go on. We have to go on for Gash now. And this hallway's fucking crazy, I'll tell you what. It's full of robots and like weirdly timed QTE bullshit. I died like a billion times. On the plus side, all of these hallway robot deaths have different animations, so that's fun. At a certain point though, the game must have thought that I fucked up too many times because it just auto-walked me through the hallway in this weird little scene. Like I didn't have to do the QTEs anymore. It was like, okay, stop, you're embarrassing me. We'll take you through this, don't worry. Also, apparently this prison is underwater, and this game's music actually kind of slaps. Oh my god, you guys, it's happening. Is that a pod? Could this be Pod Dude?
I hope you escape, Rihanna. We can be free. The podium beside you will release us, but the code is too complex for a normal human brain. You must give me control of your mind and body.
Seduce, click the red button.
Move over, baby. I'll unwrap you like a present.
You have no control. You're useless.
I really enjoy in this game when you make the wrong decision and the game just straight up goes, you're useless, or you got no balls, I hate you. I also really enjoy that this character's name is canonically just Pod Dude. He's not even in the credits, he just exists. There's no explanation for him. I don't know why he's a mummy, I don't know why he's in a pod, and you know what, I like that, it's charming. Anyway, as Pod Dude said, the only way to get out is to trust him and let him take over Rihanna's body because the code is too complex for a human. As usual, there are many ways besides seduction to botch this, but this one is my favorite.
No, let me do it. I'm good at this.
The code is so complex, you could never do it on your own.
Well, Gash did say it's all about trust, and he really liked Pod Dude, so here we go.
Take me.
Trust yourself, Brianna. May this help you on your way.
A lot of strange things have happened in this game, but what the fuck was that? I feel the need to reiterate one more time, I am not leaving any of the context or lore out. All of the scenes are here. This is what happens. Ugh, this game fucking rules. Anyway, on to the final world before the insane finale. As if to say that wiener-shaped aliens and Pod Dude weren't strange enough, Garden World opens with a bunch of bushes fucking.
To penetrate our mysteries, indulge us, to know your limits, join us, to ache for pleasure, entwine with us.
Now, thankfully, of all these options, the developers did include the most reasonable and realistic response.
I can't have sex with shrubbery.
Oh, I might get some kind of a rash.
Unfortunately, the horny plant people do not like this response, and it is a fail state.
You're far too square for here, my dear.
Shut up, I'm coming in anyway.
Well, I don't know what I expected. Perhaps threatening them will work?
All I need is a weed whacker.
I'll prune you into poodles.
Yeah, they don't like that either. Well, it looks like our seduce option might actually work for once.
I love your long vines. Let's entwine.
You are one of us. Come.
One of us meaning what exactly? A plant fucker? Oh god, this video is gonna make the plant people appear in the Discord server. In this area, a little bit more than the other worlds, you can move Rihanna around on the map. And I hate it, I fucking hate it. She scurries like a mysterious duende that you just barely catch out of the corner of your eye. Like, look, that is a duende run cycle. Anyway, this jaunty little jog brings us to the impenetrable wall of hogs.
Not too brainy, that young tart. Silly girls not allowed. Catch a bimbo by the toe.
You're rude and self-indulgent. Shut up.
Okay, my bad. I thought they were pigs, but they're just assorted heads. Anyway, the goal is to get them to say eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Me, mine, me, mo.
The next area is one of the strangest puzzles in the game. Not really the puzzle itself, I suppose, but what can happen if you fail. A table full of food sits on a platform. Rihanna can feast upon any of the food on the table. Some of the foods make the platform go up, and others make the platform go down. There's hints as to which order the food should be eaten written on a napkin, and if you eat the wrong food, this happens. And of course, naturally, eating the incorrect food twice plunges Rihanna straight to hell. I like how her scream as she descends into the fire is so neutral. Like she has the conviction of a character from The Town with No Name.
Caramba, that really hurt. Oh, I've got a follower now, so bye.
If you thought things might make a little more sense at the top of this cliff, think again. Rihanna discovers a fountain and the water speaks to her.
Darling, you look not so fresh. Wouldn't you rather look like me? Looks are everything, darling. Drink from me. Drink my secrets.
However, if you do as the water asks and actually drink from it, it laughs at you, and it doesn't go well. Instead, you'll want to drink from the weird little statue on top that tells you not to.
Talk to the reflection. I'm not good looking, never was, never will be. Never get anywhere drinking from me. Don't drink from me if you want better paying jobs or more attention in the classroom. Nope, I'm not your water boy.
The humble statue with no confidence actually dispenses Chad Alpha water.
You have saved me from enchantment, and your gift is in the pool.
Hey, what's this?
I'm glad you asked. Why, it's
a snakehead tile.
Obviously for a tile puzzle. The worst kind of puzzle. I'm glad that we could help that statue though. He seemed kind of sad.
Ooh, buns of granite.
The snake tile puzzle itself is not particularly interesting, because no tile puzzle is particularly interesting, but it does open up a gate to an area with a bunch of flowers. If you fail this puzzle, Rihanna will literally sneeze her face smooth off. Once you conquer Rihanna's allergies, you can head to the next area. She duende skitters to a quaint flower house with a little bit of everything for day-to-day existence. Most notably, a huge amount of pillows and a lava lamp.
Anybody in there? Javelin.
Unfortunately, Javelin is not inside the flower house, but Rihanna makes herself at home and hops into bed. You know how sometimes you're rolling around naked in the pillows of a house that doesn't belong to you? When you're suddenly possessed with the deep need to sensually stroke a lava lamp? I know, right? Finally, a video game that gets the average gamer. Now this is relatable.
I always make love to me.
I would like to real quick point out that this character's name is Jean E. It's very clever. Gene makes it abundantly clear that he'd like to take Rihanna to Pound Town. There are several ways in which you can deal with this, but first, my favorite.
Let me go powder my butt.
I give you a kiss of the day.
Most demotivator scenes only have one path forward, but Gene here, he's special. He gets two. Rihanna can reject and bully him.
Get back in the box. Not my type.
She can also choose to seduce him. There's a lot of elements to this game that earned it its adults-only rating, but this scene with Gene is definitely the major contributor. Obviously, I can't show any of it, but this is a full adult scene that runs for over a minute. And by full adult scene, I mean Gene E gets more than just his lava lamp stroke. You know what, I'm not gonna make that joke. I have reflected and grown as a person since I started that sentence. Unfortunately for Gene, he is actually an inventory item, and we do need him to be in his lamp for the game to continue forward. Thus, the adult scene ends abruptly just for Rihanna to shove him in the lamp anyway.
Sucker.
And despite that whole adult romp, she still says,
not my type.
Thank God Gene E is trapped in this lava lamp.
Now, I know how ridiculous it might sound for me to say, here's where the story gets weird, but here's where the story gets weird. Javelin suddenly materializes in a majestic swirl.
I thought I'd never find you.
It was only a game. Don't you like games?
Well, yeah, I like games.
I love you.
What? Bitch, where did that come from? Oh my god, I forgot I named my save file that. Hey, look, you guys want to see my Javelin cosplay? That took 40 days and 40 nights to edit, so you better say something nice in the comments. If you question Javelin or reject her here, she sucks Rihanna's face. Off. All the way off. If you don't mess up your choices, Javelin sucks Rihanna's face, like, in a making out way, for a very long time.
You're so beautiful.
I love you.
No, really, I actually mean a long time. There's even a montage. But the smooching stops abruptly, and something I can't even begin to describe happens.
I have a surprise for you.
If you're wondering what all of the beeping and flashing is, well, the game desperately wanted me to use the lava lamp, but I wanted to see what would happen without it. Jesus H. Christ, Gene! Raise your hand if that was the coolest battle sequence you've ever seen in a video game. Get the fuck out of here, Dion Final Fantasy 16, you're no longer the coolest fight. Jean's lava lamp transmutes itself into the final Chaos Emerald, which of course grants us access to the grand finale. Rihanna wakes up in a void next to a statue that mysteriously features the Rihanna Rouge logo, much like her current outfit. The atmosphere here really feels like it's building up to some kind of huge climax. She triumphantly takes a sword from the statue. Removing the sword opens up a door and she's transported to a place with a bunch of dead bodies on spikes. The vibes here are significantly darker than the rest of the game and have a very heavy metal music video feel. There are constant sounds of the tormented wailing in agony and whispering in the background. I'm just going to show you a little clip of what it feels like to go through this area. I really like the style of this game. I think it looks cool. Just look at those knockers. You can't tell me you wouldn't want a front door like this at your house. The tension rises as Rihanna makes her way into the castle, only to be stopped in her tracks.
I've seen you in a dream, Rihanna.
I've seen you in a nightmare.
Hey, baby. Take a letter.
What?
The evil stranger, the dark lord of this world, has been vanquished, and I gotta say that scene kinda ruled. But Rihanna is still distressed as Javelin is nowhere to be found. Oh, just kidding, here she is.
Javelin! Rihanna, you saved us. I was so worried. It's all over. It's all over.
Naturally, as is customary in woman culture, the joy of reuniting with your bestie can only be expressed with making out, followed by a several-minute-long adult scene that has no sound other than the wind blowing through a dank castle. No, you don't understand that is literally the only sound for several minutes of graphic adult scene. I don't know why that's really funny to me, but it is. Hey man, we gotta do the audio design for the lesbian sex scene. Bah! The bellowing ambience of a corpse-filled castle is good enough. Don't worry about voice acting or sound effects or nothing, the people will love it. Rihanna's clothing also likes to teleport back onto her. She goes from butt naked to this in the blink of an eye. The evil stranger being alive enough to steal Javelin once more fills Rihanna with an unbound fury, thus beginning the coolest sequence in the game.
When I first heard the sound, there was no one receiving, so I thought I could drown my pretty head.
The entire castle sequence has this music blaring over top, and it's really dorky and fun. Throughout the castle there are trapdoors. Unfortunately, none of them kill Rihanna in fun ways, they just kinda do this. In addition to the trapdoors, weird pervert men will periodically appear to serve as the castle's enemies. Dealing with this one incorrectly gets you spanked to death in the most cursed way. Defeating him results in a fun little gory animation.
You have no idea!
There are several of these little guys to vanquish before you get to the final area. At the very top of the castle is the final confrontation with the evil stranger.
Jealous? Come to death.
I killed you.
No, I killed you.
No!
Don't say no to me!
This is the real me.
You are a weak little man.
Yes, but don't you feel sorry for me?
This is our final use of the emotivator, and using it incorrectly, well, as usual, results in death.
Yes, I do.
Using it correctly wins the game, and I'm gonna let the final scene play all the way through.
Crawl back in your hole. Javelin, did he hurt you? Are you alright? Oh, Javelin. That's okay.
Hold me. Oh, shit. What's happening?
Let's get out of here. What happened? Was it a dream? This is not the end.
And there you have it, the story of Rihanna Rouge 1. Obviously, there were implications for a sequel.
This is not the end.
Unfortunately, that sequel never came to be, but it is really interesting, so let's talk about it for a moment. First and foremost, the reason we never got a second Rihanna Rouge game is probably pretty obvious. The game itself is very strange, a bit flawed, and had a very hard time finding a target audience. An adults-only rating meant that it couldn't be sold in stores. Retailers like Walmart and things like that wouldn't put it on their shelf. In the 90s, that was a huge problem. Almost nobody was buying games online. This resulted in very few sales. The game, as we discussed earlier, was also quite controversial. A good portion of the people that did know about the game's existence had a problem with it. The original Black Dragon website was very well preserved, and there's a lot of information posted there as to what Rihanna Rouge 2 would have been. And to be honest with you, it's really fucking weird. Rihanna Rouge 2 is the second in Black Dragon's Rihanna Rouge series. RR2 will employ a strong, complex structure which creates opportunities for innovation and greater sophistication in terms of gameplay and mature themes. Where Rihanna Rouge 1 was a combination of live action, video, and CG elements, Rihanna Rouge 2 will be entirely computer generated. We feel that the Rihanna Rouge character was firmly established by video in RR1, and that moving to the complete CG format with complete control over the character, the player will be able to remain more immersed in the gameplay and fantasy experience. Rihanna Rouge 2 introduces new characters, new environments, new themes, and new action while maintaining a connection with Rihanna Rouge 1, though having played RR1 is not a prerequisite for playing RR2. The emotivator, for example, will still be an element, but in a more evolved form, offering different choices and multiple functions. Where the first first game focused on Rihanna earning her powers, the second game concentrates on the application and augmentation of these powers and the acquisition of new powers. RR2 places Rihanna back in the real world, where she must identify her enemies and allies and expand her sphere of influence not only to the real world, but to the other less tangible realms as well. In Rihanna Rouge 2, sexuality is treated as a power, male and female. There will be no non-consensual scenes in Rihanna Rouge 2, but there will be occasions for interactive discrimination. What does that mean? The player can choose for Rihanna to have sex with anybody that she may meet in the game, but there will be consequences, including loss of weapons and health, or a swift demise, or on the other hand, learning a secret or clue or gaining an ally. The player may have sex with someone too soon. For example, the encounter may be appropriate on another level, which also leads to consequences that affect gameplay. Rihanna Rouge 2 does not preach at all, but demonstrates that beautiful, satisfying sex demands awareness, self-control, self-knowledge, and insight. The sexual scenes in Rihanna Rouge 2 would receive an R rating from the Motion Picture Association. Rihanna Rouge 2 is set some years in the future after the millennium. There is no inequality between men and women, parentheses, which even now seems dated, parentheses. Both men and women are heroes, villains, and victims. Rihanna Rouge's quest takes a female form, but the quest itself transcends gender, and her purpose is to protect the quality of life for man and woman. With this sequel, Black Dragon continues to break new ground, featuring not only a female superhero, but a female arch-villain. Themes of sexuality, female and male empowerment, magic, and subconscious communication are both explored in depth. Some of these things are not like the other. This retains Rihanna Rouge's connection with the unusual and fantastic. Coupled with the proper engine, for example, the engine used in Eidos' Tomb Raider 2, Rihanna Rouge will combine gaming elements and perspectives that have never before appeared together in a single game. Obviously, this game was going to be very ambitious. They had a lot planned. Black Dragon basically wanted to make Tomb Raider where you can bang all of the NPCs with an emphasis on narrative choice. That is quite something, and I for one am genuinely sad that this game will never see the light of day. I think it would have been very funny. I'd like to talk about some final thoughts on Rihanna Rouge as well, because I think that it's a very interesting game that sparks an interesting discussion. Some people are going to view a game like this as empowering or entertaining, and others are going to view it as shameful and harmful. While Rihanna Rouge is clearly a bizarre and honestly kind of scuffed game, I think that when you take everything into context about how it was promoted, why it was made, who it was made by, and all of that, it actually addresses the question of, is sexuality good or bad, in a surprisingly eloquent way. I think that Rihanna Rouge, and probably Jillian Bonner herself based on comments she's made in interviews, would probably not be able to answer the question, is sexuality in media good, with a simple yes or no. To me, Rihanna Rouge is about not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. The game acknowledges both sides of the coin. On one hand, you have an evil boss exploiting people beneath him, and the game doesn't try to pretend that this type of thing doesn't exist. However, on the other side, you have Rihanna just doing her thing, and she never blames sexuality itself. On the contrary, she finds a lot of enjoyment in it. The adult themes in the game aren't ever presented as the problem. The individuals that are evil enough to exploit and abuse other people are the problem. A lot of the time people want to blame adult or mature content. The most extreme sides of the gaming community want everything to be hypersexualized and objectified, then on the other side they want zero sexuality because it's offensive and inherently problematic. Categorizing things this way completely ignores what the real conversation is. And this is a conversation that I think Rihanna Rouge actually really awkwardly tries to have. People tend to always want you to pick a lane, that you either like sanitized, wholesome content, or everything is always horny, always content. Some people are really uncomfortable with adult themes in games, and that's totally valid. Others really like it, and that's cool too. Neither of these groups are the problem. Individuals perpetuating abuse in the name of either is the problem. I have two hands. I can hold weird Gooner bikini armor in one hand and cool, accurate, realistic armor in the other. We can have both. I like both. And I like Rihanna Rouge. Even if it's a big crusty mess that ultimately went nowhere with its story because it set itself up for a sequel that is never going to happen. And one last reminder from today's sponsor, if Raid Shadow Legends has ever been a game you wanted to check out, don't forget to use my link or QR code to sign up to get in-game bonuses. Hee-hee-hoo-hoo, goodbye!
When I first heard the sound, there was no one receiving. So I thought I could try.